Hello. It's Monday, the 23rd of February, 2026. Welcome along to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. But as always, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story is all about the countdown to the checkered flag within Real Racing 3. We've got about 24 days left, and we're commiserating by competing in multiple series. And this is part 23 of that mini series. Now, for some reason on my thumbnail, I forgot to put me on my own thumbnail. I'll have to correct that after the stream. Silly me. Never mind. Anyway, in the chat, we've got Virtual Medical Dr. Ayaka says, hello, Mr. Tony. Hello. Welcome along. Thank you for watching and saying hello in the chat. Good to see you again. Hope you had a good weekend. Seems to have gone by so quickly and it's already Monday. Now, interesting week ahead, I think. Interesting week. Because I've actually got, as always, I changed my plans. So I had planned, oh, hang on, need a bit of game audio. There we go. I had planned to open up the exclusive series for the McLaren Artura GT4. But then I thought, well, hang on a minute. Well. We can do a different thing here. So instead, what I did is I applied a couple of upgrades to the LOTUS EVIJA. And what that means is I've actually got 5 series, 5 cars. So I'm doing something ever so slightly different today. I'm going to do the 5 series and the 5 cars first, but I'm not going to service any of the cars. And I've got a great big massive note on one of my monitors saying, please don't service the cars. Because my intention is after an hour, which I think is what it will take to race each of these 5 cars and use up their durability, is I'm going to use one of my 1 hour free servicing rewards so that I can carry on playing for a whole additional hour. Hence getting my usual 2-hour window, my 2-hour stream window. That's the plan. That's the plan. Now, I reckon today and then tomorrow will be the last time I'll actually have the opportunity of progressing in multiple series. And then I'm going to return on Thursday and Friday, basically to a single series format, very similar to how we used to have the limited series. That's the plan. But hey, it's me. It could change. Who knows? So I'm actually not going to be doing any alternative to Real Racing 3 this week. I missed it so much last week. That sounds a bit sad, doesn't it, really? Oh dear. Oh dear. I need to get a life, don't I? Never mind. Anyway, the point is I missed it so much last week that I really do just want to put off deciding what game's going to replace Real Racing 3. So I'm going to do 4 streams this week just on Real Racing 3. I won't be doing Monday through to Thursday. I'll be doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday. That's the plan. And we all know what my plans are like. Dear. Anyway, there we go. That's the news for today. So potentially, I guess, a big week. Now, in terms of what you see on screen, I do still think that before the end of this game, I can get those 4 cars that are currently greyed out fully upgraded and therefore open the exclusive series up. But I think that's probably about as far as I can go, which isn't too bad. 10 cars left to fully upgrade. Shame. So close. So close, but no cigar. Now, in terms of percentage completion, exclusive still at 89%. Road collection at 95%. I have gone up a couple of fame there. As you can see, I'm at 655. Now, I'm going to start with the McLaren Solus GT Hyperdrive. The reason for that is there's a fame reward available, and I want to maximize that fame reward by also hiring an agent. Now, obviously, it's better doing a long endurance or an endless endurance, uh, but I'm not going to do that. Not in a stream. Where's the fun in that? We're gonna go racing. So I'm going to do, starting off, Hyperdrive Tier 19, the Cup race, which is at the Red Bull Ring, the Grand Prix circuit, and it's 6 laps. And I'm also going to hire an agent who is available, hopefully maximizing my fame reward. I'm not expecting to go up a fame until possibly Friday, but I'll tell you what, that's a lot better than it used to be. It used to be every 2 weeks, and now I go up 3 in a week. And that's all because of the 100% additional fame and the 200% additional fame, and then hiring an agent and doing very long races just to graft those additional gold pieces. Right, let's give this a go. Might be a bit of a risk being the first race of today, but it is with the McLaren Solus GT, which is an awesome car in regards to grip. So I think it's going to be okay. I think we're going to be good. Let's see how we get on. Oh, there we go. Not brilliant. Whoopsie daisy. So that's rule 2 broken. So more guidelines. So my guidelines are: don't crash your car. Oops. Don't damage your car. Also oops. Rule 2, don't smash into any opponent. Oops a daisy big time. And rule 3, no cheating. In other words, no cutting corners. And technically I've already broken guidelines 1 and 2. Now I used to have 4 guidelines, but I kind of merged them down a bit. So actually I think that's okay. 9th place after lap 1 is okay. Aaron C. John enters the chat, says hello, Aaron C. John, welcome along. He's staying a bit longer today. There we go. Right, so 5 laps to go, and at the moment 7 cars to overtake. So they're not bad odds. I'll take those odds, and especially this corner and the corner before, I always struggle on. So look at that. I'm already up into 6. I've got itchy nose. Excuse me. Sorry. Oof, that's better. Massiage Gamer enters the chat also, says, hello, how are you doing? Hello, Massiage Gamer, welcome along. Thank you for watching and saying hello in the chat. I am doing very well for a Monday. Thank you very much. Good, the weekend is gone already, but I guess it just means the next weekend is just around the corner. Although I do feel that's like wishing my life away, which I don't really want to do, because I can't help but think I'm closer to my death than what I am to my birth. God, that's a bit morbid, isn't it? Deary me. I don't really think like that, you know, because obviously we all think we're immortal. Until you get older, you realise you're not, of course. And then you just want to be immortal. Right, here we go. Lap 3, into 6th place. I'll tell you what, I'm pushing my luck here. I can do it a bit more though with this type of car because it is very grippy. it's funny, and I've noticed a few streamers have this problem. I'll go all day and my nose is fine, and then I'll start streaming and I can feel my nose running. It's a weird sensation. Don't know why it only happens when I'm being recorded. Oh, maybe that's why. So I might have to pause this because I can feel like I can feel my nose running. Right, so what have we got? 3 laps to go, 5 cars to overtake. But you know what? There's 2 just there. In fact, I can see 5, 4, 3, and just in the distance 2. To be fair, I do have to win this if I want to get that reward. Otherwise, you know, maximise me fame reward. Otherwise, yeah, a bit of a waste. Oops. Now, at the moment, I'm only overtaking 1 car per lap, so it's not brilliant. I am going to have to pause this and blow my nose. Oh, so close. Oh. We'll pause it there. The tension is building. Right, I shall be back in 1 moment. Aaron C. John says, I am studying while I say hello. Can't stay for long. I'll come back if I finish studying. Well, best of luck with your studying. It is important. A little bit more important than playing a real Racing 3 game, that's for sure. But this is my downtime almost. It's almost like, right, I finished my work, got to do a bit of relaxing, and this is this is this is how I relax. Doing a stream, live stream. Right, come on. 4 cars overtaking 2 laps. It's not looking good, is it? Whoops. If there's a 6th lap. Oh, there we go. Right, okay. We're in 4th. Doesn't look like I'm going to win. That being said, 1 lap to overtake 2 cars, maybe. Yeah, I think they're just out of reach. Shame. Not a bad effort though, 3rd. Always the problem being the first race of the day, not quite in the zone. Let's see how we get on though. It's not over yet. I can see we're catching back markers as well. But is it enough that the back markers will slow them down? Probably not. No, there's no way I'm winning this. Too late. Too little, too late. So no bonus fame. Oh, that's going to hurt. Ouch! Don't service. Don't service the car. Do not service the car. Yes, that isn't so good, is it? Never mind. Hey ho, easy come, easy go. Don't service the car. I just want to press that service button though. Anyway, there we go. So that was probably a very disappointing start to the stream. Third only. Right. I only did that first because there was that 75% additional fame, which I was hoping to maximise by getting first and hiring an agent. That completely backfired. Not to worry. We'll move on to motorsports, and the intention now is to complete the GT4 series called Race for Glory. Now this car, it's okay if I do service it because I've only got to finish these 3 races to complete the series and earn 32 gold. I do need to earn that because I need to spend 140 gold tonight. So, oof. Right, speed snap at the Sebring International Raceway Grand Prix circuit. Well, apparently Sebring's at, did I say Florida? I didn't know that. That's interesting. All this time I didn't know that. Can I do it? Close. 177. There we go. To first. There we go. Winning ways are back. Right, what's next? Come on. What's next? Autocross at the Grand Prix circuit at Nürburgring. Okay. Give it some welly. Technically, apparently that wasn't off track. That was right on the edge. Come on. Oh dear, I messed up. Oh, I'm right on the edge again. Well, I'll tell you what, as it stands, I'm going to win this quite easily. There you go. By about a second. By about a second. Massiage Gamer says McLaren Artura GT4 is a good car? Question mark. It's better than the normal Artura. I always found that the McLaren Artura, you'd lose the back end. I think because of the great massive spoiler on the back, it's a little bit more balanced, this car. It is fun to drive. It's not completely balanced, so you do have a habit, as you saw with myself, of losing the back end. But it is overall fun to drive. In fact, you can see there what the weakness of the car is. The grip. But the grip is so much better than just the normal McLaren Artura. And the McLaren Artura doesn't have the great big massive spoiler on the back. So it's obviously that's giving it additional downforce and improving the car's grip. Still not perfect, but it's not bad. And that's what makes it fun to drive. I think in addition, if you do lose grip and start skidding, it's a relatively easy car to take control of again. So again, no cheating, hopefully. 6 laps, man. There's going to be some big cup races. Now I'll tell you what's going to be interesting when I do a full exclusive on mine is that normally I don't like doing the hunters because they're quite hard to get first in. So that's going to be interesting. The other thing I don't like doing are the endurance races. Again, I'm going to be doing those going forward. So that also will be interesting. Oh dear. Guidelines 1 and 2 broken again. But we are in 4th place. Now, if we do complete this series, this car will be back on Wednesday, which hopefully by then I will have opened the car's exclusive series. That's the plan. Okay, end of lap 1, we are in 4th place. So, 5 laps, oh dear. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. 5 laps to go. Oh dear, look at the state of my car. Oh dear, sorry. 5 laps to go. 2 cars now to overtake. So it looked like the brakes were good, but I obviously completely messed up with my braking zone there. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. We've got 5 more attempts, so it's progress, not perfection. Alright, there we go. 3rd place for sure. 4 more laps after this. Bit of a gap to 2nd. Got a bit of time to close the gap though. Have a look inside. Oh dear. It's quite funky inside, but look at the state of my windscreen. That's unusual for me. Yeah, I've got to figure out this braking point. Haven't done that yet. That was too early to brake. Hey, that was alright, got through that okay. And again. So, 3rd place still. Slowly but surely catching up on 2nd. Okay, touching distance, still got 3 laps to go, including this one. At the moment, it is looking okay for a win. There you go, look at that, that's how you slingshot round someone. Boom, into 2nd. Two laps after this one to get 1st place. We are looking good. Oh, hello, maybe not then. That was due to happen, I think, based on my last couple of laps. Two laps to go, one car to overtake. Oh. Whoops. I think I might have just broken all three guidelines now. Never mind. It's all a bit of fun anyway. Right, look at this. We're on the tail. Oh, we haven't got enough to overtake him. Oh, so close though. So we are in first, but they're right on our tail. Well, we don't want that happening on the final lap. Yeah, there you go. A little bit aggressive. A little bit of paintwork damage. First place. Get in there. Get in there. Oh look, here we go. Back markers. Quite a few of them. There we go. So, one car and one series completed for the evening. This car won't be back tonight, but it will be back on Wednesday, hopefully, in its exclusive series. But there we go, that is first place. Get in. Now this car I can service. But I don't want to be servicing the other four cars. There we go. So, boom. Oh, I've got an engineer as well. That's awesome. How about that? I might use that, you know. I might use that, you know. Maybe I can avoid. Maybe with that engineer coming up like that, maybe I can avoid using the 1 hour free servicing. Or maybe I can't. Thinking about it. I might save it then. I might save the engineer. Right, there we go. 159. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to have a go. Away from motorsports, all the remaining races now are in road collection and in legend. Now, I think I said I was going to do the Lotus EVIJA X, but having sort of looked at the cost versus reward, the Lotus EVIJA normal without the X is just a little bit cheaper and sort of gives about the same reward. So it was better doing this in terms of overall cost. Still not cheap, but I decided to do upgrades on this first. But the Lotus EVIJA X may be still on the tables. Maybe. Possibly. We'll see. Drew Badutter says, Guardian, have you decided your replacement for real racing? Well, isn't that the $1 million question? The honest answer is I probably have. But in fairness, there is no direct replacement for Real Racing 3. So I think my decision is going to be having two racing games going at the same time, because they're not as intrusive in terms of what you have to do on a daily or weekly basis as what this game is. So pretty much made my decision, but there are a couple of games in the background that may come to light that might change my mind. So won't be making a decision on that this week for sure, but expecting there to be a stream now next week going through the two games I'm likely to carry on racing going forward. George Jacob enters the chat, says, hello, good day. Apologies for not joining a stream for about a month. University exams are not pleasant. That's perfectly okay, sir. Welcome along. Thank you very much for watching and saying hello in the chat, and good to see you again. Drew Badutter says, how was Monoposto physics felt for you? So the biggest problem with Monoposto isn't the game, it's the adverts. So it got barred straight away, I'm afraid. Monoposto, in terms of how it races, I think it was Monoposto. I'm going to have to check. Was it Monoposto? Might have got that wrong. Yeah. So Monoposto was okay, but there were just too many adverts. Too many adverts. So it was a no straight away, I'm afraid. Now, don't get me wrong, Real Racing 3 requires you playing adverts, but in a very different way. Monoposto required you to play an advert as soon as you were about to race, and then it would play an advert after a race. Whereas you've seen on my streams, I can literally race for 2 hours and not have a single advert on screen. Adverts in Real Racing 3 are very different. It's to do with getting rewards, or sort of like reducing the time it takes to service a car. So I'm afraid Monoposto got literally zapped because of the way in which they use adverts. And again, that's I mean that's a call out to all game developers. I understand if you're giving a game away for free when you've got to play your adverts, but you do need to consider when to play those adverts. That would be my advice. Right, okay, so tier 19 in past, present, and future. We've got the Grand Prix circuit at Suzuka. Now, look at this car. You look at it and you go, whoa, that's a balanced car. Lotus EVIJA, grip looks good. I'm telling you now, the grip on this car is hard work, from what I remember. And in fairness, it is normally to do with just how quick it is, and the brakes not being quite as good, despite the fact the brakes look like they are. And obviously the top speed there, close to 250 miles per hour. So it's a bit of a beast. And I've always found it a bit of a problem. But we'll see. We'll see how we get on. Now, I'm hoping to complete this series this evening. And then the focus will be on 2 exclusive series taken to 100% tomorrow. Problem with this car, it's an electric car, but I'll tell you what, it's a good one. Not as good as, say, I don't know, picking a random car out the air, the Rimac Nevera. Wow, look at this, I'm doing alright. I'm not sliding off. That'll change. So yeah, unfortunately, you might have to pick up with some annoying electric car engines over the next few weeks. That didn't quite work out. Still in 6th place. That's okay though. That was okay. Oh dear. See, there you go. There we are. Told you. That's where I lose it. Nevertheless, I'm in 5th place. That's about where I want to be. If I can overtake one car per remaining lap, that'll be enough to get first. Yeah, I feel like I've made a mistake there with the annoying electric noise. Never mind. Whee! Ooh. Well, at least I can see all the cars ahead on screen. Let's get this guy out of the way. Oh dear. Oh, Tony, lad. What are you doing? Anyway, I think I've proven my point by the fact I don't like the grip on this car. I mean, to be fair, it's more to do the grip doesn't match the acceleration or the top speed. And even though the brakes are good, they're not as good as the acceleration. So you do need to brake quite early in this car. Now I can still see first, second and third just ahead on track, so it's not all a complete loss. I'd look inside, but we all know my windscreen will be smashed to bits. So there's no point, is there really? Here we go. Look at this. Into third. Perfect. Don't mess this up. Ah, you messed it up. Oh. Oops. It's a crazy game with this car. It's a crazy game with this car. Reza Aditya says overtaking at Suzuka is so difficult. It is with a car that's not particularly grippy. Or rather, its grip doesn't match its acceleration and top speed. I do kind of enjoy racing on this track because there are lots of overtaking opportunities, but as you can see, I'm just not in control of this car. Good news though, they're catching back markers. That might help me out. Not if I drive like that though. Right, let's see if we can get this right. Come on. That's better. See, they're struggling to overtake the back marker, and there might be a few more on the final lap. They've only just overtaken, whereas I've got through him straight away. There we go, right back in the mix. It's a big ask to overtake two cars with this car though, but we'll give it a go. One final lap, we're in third place. We've also got back markers as well, they're good. Oh, they've knocked each other off. Oh, that's so funny. That is so funny. Maybe it's a good job you're retiring this game, EA, because you've turned the aggression on the computer opponents too high. Did you see that? That is so funny. Oh man, that's made me chuckle. Now, how many of you have ever seen that? First and second taking each other out. Oh, fantastic. Loving it. Oh dear, here we go. As I said, I'm not best with this car. I struggle to race it. But I am in the lead somehow. Well, actually, we all know how. Because first and second took themselves out. That was so funny. Oh, man. I'm going to have to watch that again. I'm going to have a look at the replay to see that again. It's very rare to see that. That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. Right, can we... No. Come on, let's have a look. Is there a way of... Can you not? No. Man, that was so funny. That was so funny. I've got to... If it takes too long to get to lap 6, I might give up on this. Probably will, won't it? Or I'll have to just watch it back. Watch my own stream back to see that again. That was so funny. Yeah, it's going to take forever, isn't it? Oh, never mind. Shame. Oh, there we go. First place. Don't service the car. First place. Simply because first and second took themselves out. Right. What are we doing next? Okay, so what I'm doing next is going into... So we've got 2 cars needing servicing. I'm going into exclusive area. And I'm going to take each of these series above 50%. Earn a bit more gold. I'm not doing it. What I'm not going to be doing is any quick races. So we'll start with... Oh, there we go. Oh, we've got a cup to do as well. Ooh. Right, we'll start with the speed record at the motorcycle course at Daytona. Now, for those that don't know, the fastest part of the track is right at the end of this straight. So I'm going to start well behind the start line. So I'm not going off track, I'm not taking any shortcuts. I'm just starting well behind the start line, and that's allowed. So there you go. It's not cheating in the game, and it's not cheating in my book. And you know, let's be honest, everybody else does it, so you kind of have to do it if you want to get first. Right, let's see how we get on. Now this car's not the grippiest as well, but I think 130 miles per hour coming out of that chicane's okay. I think I've got to get to something like 208 miles per hour. So 180, 190, 200. There we go, 208. And as you saw there, it took me to go past the start line to get first place. So it had to be done. But first place, we have. Hey, there we go. Boom. George Jacob says, I have found a 0% save game with all cars fully upgraded and VIP'd from a third party source since EA are about to close the game anyway. So now I can just race without any barriers. Well, that kind of depends on what EA do when they shut the game down. Best of luck with that one. George Jacob says, I have never seen the top two take each other out like that in Real Racing 3. Lucky, lucky man. Well, I tell you what, it's core entertainment. It really is. That was fabulous. It really was. I have seen cars take other cars out, but it's normally when they're overtaking back markers. I've never seen. I don't think I have. I've never seen first take out or second take out first. It was hilarious. And I find in this game, as in life, you make your own luck. Is your TC off? What does that mean? Is your TC off? I don't know what that means. Mm. My camera's on. Me microphone's on. So I don't know what you mean by that. Anyway, there we go. So that was first place. First place. 48%. On to head. Right, you've got me worried now about traction control. Oh, right. Well, if we come out, I have everything off. So if we come out to racing, there we go. Steering assist off. Traction control off. Brake assist off. Yeah, definitely the best way. Sort of. I'll tell you what, it's entertaining, that's for sure. Especially with my driving. Right, anyway, back into the exclusive section. So thank you for that, Melig DZ. 48%. Just need another race win, I think, to get to 50%. We're going to do the head-to-head. Now, we're at 50 minutes. So it will be a 2-hour stream today, that's for sure. Now, I do like this particular track. Again, it's another track with lots of overtaking opportunities. I'm already in the lead, and I don't see me giving it up. Although, again, this is another car whose balance isn't brilliant, so the grip again in this car is not the best. I'm still laughing inside at that previous race with first and second taking themselves out. That's hilarious. Again, for me, that just gives an example. The fact I mean, I've never seen that before, but I've seen it like where, for example, at Francorchamps, where a shed loads of cars take each other out because the computer opponent aggression it's turned up too high. And again, as long as you know it is, you know how to manipulate it. But as I said, I've never seen that before. That's hilarious. That was so funny. I might have to cut that out and produce a short video with that in, because that's funny. Right, there we go. First place in the head-to-head. Says Franks. I said, thanks. No problem whatsoever. Always welcome. 15 gold. There we go. 50%. So we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Because I'm just going to take both of these cars, both of these series to 50%. And then I'm going to go back and race with those other two cars, see if I can complete both those series, which will take a bit of time because I got third in the first race of this evening. So we're at 46%. Again, I'm going to avoid the quick races. So I'm going to do like the speed records, head-to-heads. I think, to be fair, I've got most of the cup races completed. So, speed record at the national circuit at Circuit de Catalunya. Let's see. Let's see how we get on. I might have already messed this up, to be fair. Not to worry. I should have done what I did with the other speed record. Start way behind the start line. But we'll see. We might be okay still. The killer is going to be coming out of this corner. Not skidding. Which I did. Third. Right, so I might have to do that again then, because I did mess up. Although, to be fair, I probably wasn't that far from getting first. There we go. That's how close I was to getting first. Got a mark on my hand. Right, okay, we'll try that again. And we'll do the sneaky bit where we start from way back behind the start line. Go. Easy this time round, and no smashing into the barriers as well. Oh, there's an example of that grip being the best. Oh dear. $190 there. Not sure that was good enough to even get second. No, 191. See, I would have ended up finishing 5th. George Jacob says, I got that modded save game because, like you said, we don't know what will happen after EA shuts the game down. I assume it will be shut off completely. At least now I can get it as far as I can. Fair enough. Yeah. My problem is, like, it's like people that find a way to cheat in the game. It's like, what's the point? Is kind of where I'm at with that. So like this, I'm not going to get 200% completed. But my view is just to get as far as I can before the end of the game. And you never know what's around the corner. Maybe they'll chuck loads of gifts our way. Probably not. Don't know. They've chucked 2,000 gold our way on day 60 and day 30 before the end of the game, so you don't know what's around the corner, and that's helped me move the road collection up to 95% and exclusive series up to 89%. So I'm personally not bothered about doing any getting any modified game that gives you all the cars fully upgraded. I'm literally just going to walk away from the game. I may do a stream the day after or at some point after the end of the game and just show people what the state of the game is like, because it will be quite interesting to think about what is working and what isn't. But my view is, as it stands at this moment in time, 19th of March is the last day of this game, and then it gets put away and never seen again. That's my view on it. Right, I've lost my train of thought. Right, the Ferrari, so Chevrolets, we've got to 50%. The Ferrari SF90 Stradale. We just completed the speed record. We're at 48%. I'm not doing any quick races. That takes us on to Tier 3 and the head-to-head at the National Circuit at Red Bull Ring. Let's see how we get on here. This is for 50% and some more gold. I don't think it's a great deal. I can't remember if it's 10 or 15. Now I've got the inside line, so I should, there you go, take the lead. There you go. Got the inside line now at this corner, make it harder for him to overtake me. Victory! Right, there we go. That's 50%. So what I'm going to do now, because we've been racing for just about an hour, I'm going to invoke one of my rewards and service the other cars. Ooh, sorry, 25 gold, because it was 50%. My mistake. That's not bad. Right. Here we go. So if I go into the round hub, I'm going to go all the way back to season 4, round 8, and you can see that I've got rewards available. There we go. Tap to claim 1 hour free and instant servicing on all cars. Let's initiate that. And what I'm going to do is immediately service the Lotus. I'm not going to race the Lotus, but I just want to service it just in case. So let's service this car. Now, interestingly enough, there we go. Boom, service. Interestingly enough, I believe, yeah, it's at 98.2, and the final race requires a PR, minimum PR of 98.6. We'll come back to that though. We're going to focus first off on the McLaren Solus GT. And we'll come back to the Red Bull Ring. We'll do Laguna Seca first. 99.5. The car is at 99.7. Let's service the car instantly. Boom. George Jacobs says, it's stupid how car performance works in Real Racing 3. A car either has a good top speed and good acceleration, rubbish brake and grip, or vice versa. But the SF90 Stradale should have plenty of grip. Well, tell you a car that breaks that. In fact, I can think of a number of cars that break that. So the SF90 is indeed it's a slippy car, but if you want a car that isn't, the SF90 XX ticks all the boxes. That is a fantastic car. I also think the Rimac Nevera ticks all the boxes as well. Incredibly fast acceleration, incredibly fast top speed, and crazy top speed, 258 miles per hour or something silly like that. But it's balanced out by very fast brakes and very decent grip. So there are a few cars in the game. They're not all like that. But you are correct. Typically what you find is there's either a top speed, reduced brakes, or reduced grip, or incredibly fast acceleration and reduced brakes. But it kind of makes sense. You would imagine there has to be a balancing act across these cars. But there are, as I said, there are some cars in the game that deliver on all four components or all four functions. Rare, but they do exist. Right, let's have a go at the McLaren Solus GT in the Cup, Laguna Seca, 6 laps. George Jacob says, because it's a modern hypercar. Talking about the SF90, give the SXX a go, would be my comment to that. It honestly, it's such a superior. It's funny. It's such a superior car to the SF90 without the XX. Fozu KG says, go for F1 Silverstone, 20 laps. Thank you for your comment. Welcome along. Afraid I can't this evening, but thank you very much for the request. Right, let's see how we get on. Now, 6 laps to do Laguna Seca, achievable. But I think you do have to almost like push this car a little bit because it does lack acceleration. It eventually gets to a half decent top speed, but it takes a bit of time to get there. I normally like being in 14th place by this corner, so I'm a couple of positions down. Well, I'm having a terrible first lap. It's a good job I've got an hour's worth of free servicing, otherwise this might end up being a nightmare. Okay, so that's not a brilliant first lap, that's 12. So 5 laps left, 11 cars to overtake. I've really got to up my game here. Okay, well that's 1 car on this lap. I reckon I've got to get 4 overtakes done. Okay, I reckon this might be 2. Here we go for 3. I think I need another one though. There we go. 4. I'm trying my best not to go off track. Obviously there is things you can do with that little chicane there. Or what do they call it? The corkscrew, is it? Oh, there we go. 5 cars on this lap. That's a much better lap. So, 7th place. 4 laps remain, 6 cars to overtake. That's more like it. Can I get 3 cars on this lap? That's what I want. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. There we go. Perfect. So now we're in a position from which we can win from. So we've got 3 laps left, 3 cars to overtake. They are the odds that I like. 1 car per lap. Oh, I think also back markers should come into play with it being 6 laps. I'll tell you what, I do enjoy racing this car. There we go, look at this, here we go. Up, up. A little bit off track. Okay, so we're in 3rd place. 2 laps to go. 2 cars to overtake. Let's do it. Yeah, there we go. 2nd. Not long now. There we go, 1st place, 1 lap to go. There we go, back markers coming into play. Reckon I can guarantee the win from here. As always, the computer opponent, or the copy of the human opponent, has got stuck behind the back marker for some strange reason. Or if they haven't got stuck behind them, they took their time to overtake. Right, there we go. That is 1st place. Boom. However, I don't have this particular series completed at 100% because I got 3rd in the cup at tier 19. Service the car because it's free and it's instant. And now let's go back to tier 19 and get that done. So this is for 34 gold. Now, unfortunately, this will be the last time we race this car in an open cup. So let's make the most of it. 6 laps around Red Bull Ring. And now we know we need to push again. We've got to push to get first. So this car, because it sort of lacks on acceleration, isn't the most aggressive car out there. Top speed I don't think is too bad, but it just takes its time to really have the acceleration kick in. See, there you go. Well, that's better. Up into 11. Up into 6. Okay, we've got a race on our hands now. Alright, look at this. 5th place. Fantastic. So, 5 laps to go. 4 cars to overtake. And we're already into 4th. There we go, that's more like it. There we go, into 3rd. We're definitely going to win it this time. Okay, so we've got Ronnie 4866. I can't help but think that might be his birthday, which might mean that Ronnie will be 60 years old this year. Keep it up, Ronnie. Keep it up. Okay, here we go. Into 2nd. There we go. Fantastic. Into 1st. Oh, yes. Oops, off track. Just for a change. Just for a change. Okay, 2 laps to go in 1st place. There's another series completed. The beauty about this car is that although it takes its time to accelerate, it's pretty good on the brakes. Right, here we go. Final lap. 400 yards ahead of 2nd. Let's bring this home. So we only got third on the first attempt, but we are going to get first on the second attempt. And this will complete the Hyper Drive series. We'll also earn a bit of gold, which we are now going to spend, unfortunately. And there we go. Another win, another series completed. Well, there's been a few people chatting. Let's have a look. George Jacob says, I understand your perspective on modded saves, but the online is no more, correct? So I'm not gaining anything on anyone, and your progression is at 95%. I was at 24% before doing that. Fair enough. It's fair enough. John Rogers waves his big pink hand saying hello. Welcome along, John. Good to see you again. Thank you for watching and waving your big pink hand. George Jacob goes on to say, if the game will be playable offline, that's the worry. After the servers are shut down, I might continue my legit save. I have it backed up just in case. For your information, the stream lags a bit every so often. Thank you for the information. The back end is telling me everything's okay. It might not be the stream. It might be just the game through AirPlay. I haven't heard any sound juttering. So, yeah, thank you for the information. Adnan enters the chat. Not seen you for a while. Says, "What's up, everyone? Is the game going to still be playable? Probably not. I'd say in 4 weeks' time." Says, I finally got me the Bugatti Bolide. Oh, well done. And now the game is ending. Yeah. Make the most of it, I say. Make the most of it. The Bugatti, the traction on the Bugatti Bolide is quite insane. That car's insane. I think that car, it might not be my favourite car in the game, but I reckon that car would get into my top 10 because it's just madness. And it's too fast. It's too fast for an old man like me. I remember the good old days when cars couldn't go above 20 miles an hour. And now you've got one doing 330 miles an hour. It's bloody insane. Right, there we go. Instant servicing. The car and the series are completed. Next up, the Lotus EVIJA. There we go. I really did want to race the McLaren Solus GT again before the end, so I'm glad I've got to do that. Even though it's a shame this particular car never got an exclusive series. Okay, right. That puts season 5 all the way up to a massive 92%. That's not that high, really, is it? Oh well, never mind. Never mind. Not to worry. These things happen. So, all the way across to Legend, all the way across the very end of Legend, where we've got this crazy car, not quite as crazy as the Bolide though, called the Lotus EVIJA, of which we're going to attempt to complete the Cup in Tier 20, road course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 6 laps. As you can see there, I haven't got the car upgraded enough. Now, the engine I'm not going to do because it's 400 gold. I will be doing that over the weekend. So this car will appear in its own exclusive series on Monday and Tuesday of next week. And I think, although let's be honest, plans and what actually happens could be different, but my schedule about what's coming up in terms of streams is down there, but it is subject to change. So instead, what I'm going to do is upgrade the tyres and wheels. It's a meager 140 gold, which I can afford, and takes the PR up to 98.8, which is just enough to race in this final cup. 6 laps, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That's a track that has loads of overtaking opportunities, but this car doesn't grip very well. And this particular track, yes, it has one very long straight, but then it has lots and lots of twists and turns. So I'm just going to take the time coming down here. Oh, look at that, moving up quite nicely into 11. We'll take that. Into 8. We could get 4 cars here, you know. I think we got 1. To 6. There we go, into 5th. Perfect. Oh. Oh. 4th. Okay, so this is a good test, and I'm going to suggest this car is about to slide. So this very slow corner is a good test if you do need to release the acceleration. Knew that would be the case. Oh, bit aggressive, think I need to be. Right, we're in 3rd place. 5 laps to go. This is a crazy, crazy car. Just holding back, take my time through this bit. Got a bit of time. Here we go. Oh, there we go. No. He's got it back. There we go, easily into 2nd. Just got to catch up on 1st, and it's one of the members of my team. See, that's a part of the game that's already defunct. I mean, in fairness, it never worked. It never worked properly in Real Racing 3. The whole team aspect. That would have been a great area to put single race opportunities. Never mind. Okay, still in 2nd place. 4th lap. There we go, into 1st. So again, this is one of those cars that, although it's not the grippiest, once you understand its limitations, you can obviously adapt for it. And it then becomes quite a good car to drive. Whoopsie-daisy. For the most part. For the most part. Ayeka says that Lotus is ugly. Everyone's a critic. Do you not think it's sleek? No? Oh well. I'll tell you what is ugly, the noise of the car. I'm not a fan of electric engines at all. At least in this game. For the most part. Okay, penultimate lap. We are in first place. We haven't got a massive lead over second. I'm actually quite enjoying racing this car. It's pretty funky. I suppose I should have a look. Oh dear. I suppose I should have a look inside. Let's have a look and see what it's like inside. Here we go. Wow, spacey. Look at that. Spacey and also very simple. Okay, final, oops, lap. Oh dear. It's also got that horrible screeching noise as an electric car when you cause it to skid, which I'm not a fan of. Quite a lot of the cars have that. But the worst one in the game is the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. That screams like a little baby. Well, a little baby vacuum cleaner. Okay, so this is another series completed. This will be the third series I've completed today. One in motorsports, one, or rather two, in road collection. Oh, there we go. So George Jacob says, what I meant by lagging is the game skips frames occasionally. Sorry to worry you. No, it's fine. Yeah, so that is an AirPlay issue, unfortunately. Some days are worse than others. Believe it or not, today's a good day. But yeah, thank you for the clarification. Goes also says the McLaren Solus GT takes a bit of time to accelerate. Yes, indeed, because it has a naturally aspirated. Although we've got an engineer in the chat, it has a naturally aspirated V10, unlike what the sound in the game suggests, with the wheezing sound under braking as if it was a hybrid. Yeah, it's funny you say that because I never thought the McLaren Solus GT was a hybrid. Now, there was one car I was racing recently that I definitely thought in the game felt as if it was a hybrid. It definitely wasn't the Solus GT. I don't think so anyway. I can't remember which car it was though. Let me have a look. Let me have a look at my streams because because I just remember it clearly sounding like that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What what was it? The 499p, yes, the Ferrari 499p. Now, I don't know if it is a hybrid, but it just, in terms of how it drove, the engine noise was very loud when it was beginning the acceleration, and then it felt like the electrics cut in because then it had like a whirring noise. I don't think the Solus GT is that bad, to be fair. It's okay. Unlike this car, which, as I said, whines like a baby when you cause it to skid. Yeah, there we are. That's the chat update up to date. We'll service the car just because. And yeah, another series completed. We've completed 3 of the 5 series this evening that we've got open, which means we've only got 2 exclusive series open. We've been racing for 1 hour 31 minutes. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Let's go into exclusive series. Now, what do I do? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll carry on with the Chevrolet. What shall I do? let's do the head-to-head at the on-road circuit at the Porsche test track. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to race this car until it needs servicing and then instantly service it, and then we'll do the Ferrari and we'll do the same with that, and then we'll see where we are in terms of time. It's good that we've been racing an hour and a half because it feels like the time has flown by, at least from my perspective. I hope it hasn't been, I hope it's felt the same for you guys and it hasn't been torture. If it has, I apologise. And if it hasn't, I apologise. I'm only joking. Now I need to do a little bit better here because I'm in second place, and you don't get nothing for second place in a head-to-head. So we have actually got a bit of gold this evening, but I've unfortunately had to spend 140 gold. But my plan tomorrow is to try and take both series to 100%. That's the plan. There we go. Into first, right at the end. No cutting corners though. First place. I can get rid of this note that says don't service the road collection cars. Get rid of that. All right, we've still got quite a bit of durability there. I am tempted to have a go with the cup. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. Let's carry on. Oh, we have got some cups to do. Right, okay. So what have we got here? We've got Laguna Seca, Hockenheimring, Circuit of the Americas. Oh, so in fairness, not many. Let's give the Grand Prix circuit at Tobago. It is only 3 laps. I think the car will need servicing, but we'll give it a go. Let's see how we get on. No point in wasting the engineer because we can just service the car for free at this moment in time. Okay, that's good. Fifth place. Okay. 4th place. 2 laps to go after this. Only 3 cars to overtake. Possibility of getting first, I'd say. Oh, got a bit of an aggressor. Don't want any of that. I was on the wrong side, to be fair. He sneaked on the inside, but I took care of him. Okay, let's see if we can do some overtaking on this lap. I think I need to at least overtake 2 cars, and this is probably as good a place as any to do it. There we go. Surely one here. There we go. I can't help but feel first place might be just out of reach. Nevertheless, we are now in second, so we have just over a lap to catch first, although I'd say they've got a bit of a gap on me. And pushing in this car is hard because it's not the grippiest. However, I think I've done pretty well coming out of that corner. Even if we don't catch on them, I think we're just going to hold our own until the end of the straight there. I think we've got a chance, you know, we're getting first here. Small chance, but a chance. Ooh, right on his tail, look at it, here we go. I think the thing is not to push too hard and mess it up. There you go. There we go, into first. So an improvement on when I attempted this before. Well, assuming I stay in first, which isn't a given. But it's coming right back at me. Here we go. First place. Fantastic. George Jacob says the car Solus GT, McLaren Solus GT, is based off the McLaren Vision Gran Turismo and which is a hybrid. However, because it is supposedly uses the same powertrain as the McLaren P1, I did not know that. Thank you for the information. Right, there we go. So I'm going to service the car. It's free and it's instant. So we've been racing now for 1 hour 40 minutes. Going to move over to the other car, which is the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. I'm going to just have a look and see. So we've got 90 minutes of free servicing left. Okie dokie. So left to right. We'll skip the quick races. Oh, we've got an endurance. I'm not doing that. No. Autocross, drag race, another endurance, and speed record at the Grand Prix circuit of Red Bull Ring. Now, if people were looking at the Ferraris and said, I need a Ferrari, in the game that is, not in real life, then my recommendation would be between this car, the Ferrari SF90 Stradale, and the Ferrari SF90 XX Stradale. Get the XX. It's a much better car. However, again, once you get used to the limitations of the car, you can get a bit out of it. There we go. It was quite fun. There we go. First place. Here 9, we've got a head-to-head at the short track at Hockenheim Ring. Let's give it a go. We might have a problem here. But again, we might not. There we go. Into first. Oh, careful. Boom. Still got quite a bit of durability left. That's fine. That's good. So moving on to tier 11, another autocross, another endurance. We'll skip that. I don't think I've got any cups left. No, done them all. Ooh, right. Need to be careful then what we do here. Let's do head-to-head at Mount Panorama. 1 hour 45 minutes. We've got 14 minutes before the free servicing runs out. So what I want to do, ideally, is have the durability run out of this car, service it for free, and then it's kind of end the stream, I guess. Hopefully at around the 2-hour mark, which will be perfect. I do like the engine noise though, this car. Right, here we go. Another win, another first place. Boom. George Jacob says, my favourite Ferrari in Real Racing 3 is the F40. So many hours of grinding with it. Yes, I suspect around the 4-lap Le Mans special. And Raggers Boy enters the chat, says, can you 1v1 on this game? No. I'm afraid you can't. You used to be able to race against other people on the online multiplayer tournament, but they obviously canned that. So yeah, I'm afraid not. Thank you for the question, though. Right, there we go. 55%. I'm not going to do any of those quick races. That's an endurance. Okay. So we have got some quick races, some single lap races still to do. We've got 10 minutes before we need to service the car. So let's do the speed record at the short test track, at the short version of the Porsche test track. Blimey, that was a mouthful. Come on, push. Let's get this done. No messing around now. Oh, I've messed that up. Have I? Yes. Yes, I have. Wasn't even close. Never mind. We'll move on. Moving on. Move on to the next one. What's the look? I mean, it's pretty close to being run out, to be fair. So let's do. I think it was a head-to-head next at the club circuit at Dubai. Now, this is again another shorter track, so we might have the opportunity of doing one more race after this before the car needs servicing. Okay, well, at least we are in first place. Yeah, definitely the shorter, one of the shorter configurations on this track. There we go. First place. Meeting Zach B. Sorry, Zach, but you're second today. George Jacob says, not messing around now, and then messes up immediately. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. That's me all over. Next up, speed record at Nürburgring. And again, let's get on with it. And we should be all right here because the fastest part of the track is all the way at the end of this lap. Seven minutes till I need to service the car. I've got to get a move on. Got to get a move on. Get that free servicing in. Whoops. Okay, here we go. First place. Come on. There you go. Perfect. Ah, okay, that's interesting. So George Jacob says, speaking of Mount Panorama, with the modded save, I got access to the removed Australian V8 supercars and NASCAR. Interesting. Oh, there we go. There we go. The car needs servicing. So I'm just going to do a free service. And seems that you brought that up, because it's interesting because they've not been removed from certain countries, I believe. Because if I go, so we're going to leave that there. I'll come back to that and have a chat to it in a minute. But if I go into my motorsports collection, you'll notice the total number of cars available is 226. And that's probably more than most people that have in the game. They have a lot less cars available to win or purchase. And the reason being is I do have NASCAR in there. 26 out of 26 cars I own. I've got 98% completed. And in addition, here we go, Australian supercars, 8 out of 8. And this particular group of series, overall, I've got it up to 95%. So yeah, I never had those removed. So yeah, but then again, I've been playing this since day one. So I wonder if it was only if you downloaded the game in like a newer instance that those series were not available to you. So yeah, interesting, that is very interesting. So let's have a look. So this evening I've completed 3 series, 1 in motorsports, 2 in road collection. Road collection overall still stands at 95%. Exclusive series has now gone up to 90%. And we've got 2 series to race in tomorrow. The Chevrolet Camaro ZL11LE and the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. Now, both of these cars, I'm hoping to take, or both of these series, I'm hoping to take past 75% and onto 100%. I'm kind of thinking so that I only need to use a 1 hour free servicing is to spend the first part of the stream doing the quick races for both cars, see how we get on, and then complete whatever's left under the 1 hour free servicing. That's the plan. That's the plan. There we go. Right. So we have moved on a bit. Exclusive series up to 90%. That's almost caught up with season 5, which now sits at 92%. But at the moment, road collection only sits at 95%. I do see that going up to 96%, but I don't see it going much further than that, unfortunately. Right, there we go. That's the end of racing for this evening, just about coming up to the 2 hour mark. Some might say that was planned and perfect, but you'd be wrong. It's all by chance here. It's all bar luck. Speaking of luck, what a great moment that was in the Suzuka race when going into the final lap, first and second knocked themselves off the track, allowing me in first to finish first. Ha! What a moment. Fantastic. Right. Okay, there we go. If you have enjoyed this video this evening, then please look to give it a thumbs up or a like. And if you'd like to see more of this type of content, don't worry, we'll be doing some other games as well going forward. Then please look to subscribe to the channel, The Fifth Guardian, on YouTube, or follow the channel, The Fifth Guardian, on Rumble. That being said, I hope whatever is left of your day is a very good one, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Until then, thank you and goodbye.